So quite a while back I bought this USB memory device from wish.com, and it claims to be a 2 terabyte drive, and of course it was nothing of the sort. I think we found it had less than 30 gig of capacity in the end. It'd been spoofed to behave as a 2 terabyte drive, and you can copy 2 terabytes of files at it, but you just don't get the content back. A lot of people were very confused about that and said I should format it or I should use a partitioning tool and that would reveal the truth of the matter. They're all wrong. This has been actually spoofed and it does appear to the operating system as a 2 terabyte drive. And the only way to test it is actually a capacity test. Anyway, so since I made that video, the sellers of these things have gone a little bit underground at Wish, and actually they're not making such outlandish claims typically anymore. And a lot of the devices don't claim to be 2 terabytes anymore, although there are still a few examples there. It seems like the opposite is true on Amazon. These things have popped up all over Amazon, and yeah, they're claiming to be 2 terabyte drives, and some of them are even on Amazon Prime. So I thought, let's order one from Amazon and see what we end up with. And here it is. It's arrived today. It claims to be a 2 terabyte USB drive, and let's have a look and see what we've got. Well, it resembles the thing that I ordered. It's come in completely plain packaging, but it actually says on here, let's just get a focus on that, 2 terabyte USB flash drive made in China. So, what are we going to have here? I mean, I like the physical design of this. It seems quite nice. It's good. You can clip that onto a little keyring quite easily, although there's a bit of a hole there that would just clip right off again. Anyway, well, who can guess what's going to happen next? Well, I'm going to do a test on this, and we'll test the capacity and we'll see what we've actually got here. Now, in case you're worried what might happen if I plug this into my computer, I am going to do a little bit of safety checking first. For one thing, I'm going to be using my old laptop here, and I'm going to boot this to Linux first and just check this out, make sure it hasn't got any viruses or anything that loads on boot on here, before I then do a capacity test on it. Okay, a cursory check on Linux with this device revealed nothing especially untoward. There is always a risk plugging a device like this into your machine that it could be a USB killer. It could just kill the USB ports or the whole machine dead. That is a small risk, although in my experience, scammers who are selling fake USB drives aren't running another scam on top of that. They are just selling you a fake device. They're not trying to install malware on your machine. They're not trying to destroy your machine. They would actually like you to believe this is real for long enough to leave positive feedback. So Windows detects it as a USB drive. Let's have a look at the properties, because that's one thing that people always say, oh, if you just check properties, you'll see the real capacity. Well, here we are. Properties says 1.89 terabytes. Well, okay. I'll tell you what we'll also do. We will have a look at it in the partition manager in Windows. And there it is there. And that says it's 1943.36 gigabytes. So that says it's a 2 terabyte drive, and that's what happens in Windows. There is no easy way of detecting that this is fake. So let's run H2 test W, and we will do a partial test. So I'm going to do 40 gig test, because really it's going to be less than that most likely. And here we go. So it's going to take a while to run this because, well, actually that's not a bad write speed for a device like this. Usually these scam things have got a very, very low write speed, not sometimes like 2 or 3 megabytes a second. This one looks like it's about 11. It's sustaining, so it's still going to take an hour to run this test. So let's leave that to cook, and we'll come back and have a look at the results in a minute. So I ran the write and verify test on H2 test W for 5 hours, and it gradually slowed down more and more and more until the point where it actually just ground to a halt and nothing else was happening. It didn't look like it was going to complete the 40 gig write test that I tried to execute. So I clicked abort, and when I took the drive out, I noticed it was really quite hot to the touch. And later when I plugged it back in, there was no sign of life. When I plug it in now, the drive letter pops up very briefly, then disappears. And if I look in the partition manager, there is a drive there, but there's no volume in it, so it doesn't appear to have found any storage there. So I think actually this write test has killed the drive. So although I am convinced this is a scam, and obviously there isn't 2 terabytes of storage capacity in here, I can't prove that to you in the way that I hope to be able to today. However, it is obvious that this device is never going to be useful for storing data, because you can put about 40 gig of data on it and then it dies. Whilst this wasn't Amazon's own stock, this is sold under the Amazon umbrella, and I had hoped that Amazon would be a better curated marketplace than perhaps eBay or Wish, but it looks like it's going the same way as all the others. So my advice is obviously look before you leap. I mean, the good thing with Amazon is there is a very good refund policy, so if something like this happens, you'll get your money back. So let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to clarify. I hope that was useful. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.